Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to an RRWC match between Frivolous and Soviet. This is a Group G game. And yeah, not much more to say other than that. This is a very important game for both of these players because we're getting so close to the ending. And we have our spin already. And ooh, it's an interesting one, alright. Eric Soder's sniper rifle suit and Yuki Yamazaki's screwdriver motorcyclist. So very morgue heavy approach here, you would expect. You would like to see a quick Yuki kill, but in that motorcyclist, it's just not as likely as you'd want it to be. Let's see if we have some audio from either of our players as well. Don't think we do. But yeah, it looks like Soviet straight in. Instant pause from both. Now let's see. Frivolous actually opting for the default. Starting over in his own little suite. Gonna isolate Yuki straight away. That's gonna make getting the motorcyclist there very difficult. I'm intrigued to see the approach we're going to get here from Frivolous for sure. Now, what happened to Soviet here? There's a lot of people who are aware of his presence but aren't reacting. Quick restart from Frivolous as well. I have no clue how it's green, quite honestly, yeah. Add some tiny bit of the music, just so it's not pure silence, because I think both streams are weird with the audio. Yeah, I don't know how Soviet got out of that whole ordeal. Looks like he's going to be okay though. He's going to subdue this guard. Should get this first kill pretty quickly now. Okay, seems like Soviet's audio is actually okay. We're going to get this first kill. Pretty safe to get. We see a little jump. There we go, first kill straight away. Now for Yuki, you would expect a sauna approach. Oh, that sniper makes this a little bit more annoying because the next nearest guard is next to the heart. He's got to do a little runaround. Now there's a guard coming down. Does he get away with it? Okay. I was worried he wasn't aware that there was a guard coming up right behind him, but it was just a morgue doctor again. Meanwhile, Frivolous did get the Yuki isolation, it seems, and is moving on now. He's going to get the kill onto Eric very soon, I'd assume. Still really intrigued to see how he's going to get this motorcyclist all the way over, though. It's going to be quite a tough trek for him. Yeah, Soviet looks like he's going up to the sauna. Luckily sees that doctor for vaulting up, and this guard also passes, so really good timing for Soviet here. Oh, he gets a lot of whoosh, and he's gonna have to improv this. You're gonna have to get into a box. Or hide behind a box even. No. Is he gonna... He's just gonna wait it out, I think, for this doctor to leave. On the meanwhile, Frivolous gets the kill onto Eric as well. Oh, but the difference is that you don't need to shoot him. Oh my god, so tense. I really hope he doesn't try to. Oh my. Oh my god, Frivolous. I'm more worried about somebody coming down and seeing that bodyguard once that morgue doctor returns and through the glass door. It's going to be a big problem for him. Look at this from Frivolous. I have no idea how he's planning on this. Meanwhile, Soviet just has to play a waiting game. And he did hit that sauna button very early on, so he should be okay. Now, is Frivolous coast clear? He isn't. He didn't look right. And that's why he looked left and right. Lucky for Frivolous there, but hopefully he realizes. And yeah, he does. He changes his starting location, which I always love to see. Yeah, unless Soviet, or not Soviet, Frivolous had pulled off some crazy oh, and he opts not to hide Yuki. So he is on a bit of a timer, and if those guards get in the way, he's going to be in a world of hurt. Just run for it. Keep screen guns. And we have to finish on Soviet's end as well. So it does look like it's going to be going to Soviet. I assume we're going to see 5 stars. So we see that final screen, which I hope he shows. But yeah, hopefully GG. I really hope he shows that screen. But yeah, it looked pretty good regardless. Let's just get going. I think that Yuki explanation by the gondola just wasn't the approach for this. You gotta bring that hostile disguise all the way over. Makes it very, very tough. We're moving to Mumbai now. And I might as well get a prediction up for this one. See what we got. So, 2 wins. Mumbai. Soviet. And Mumbai is a long map, so we will put in the option for a tie. There we go. I think the red guns were caused by Yuki. I'm seeing like a knocked out body or something. Some statistics here as well. We'll have an anagram of each other's statistics. We have 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 ties for Frivolous. And for Soviet, we have 3 wins and 2 ties. Mumbai would be the kind of map you would expect the ties usually from the spin running out, because the longer the spins are, the smaller the chances of both players finishing at the same time or within the same window. You never know. And I can just see both players conferring in the chat. And Soviet saying, or Frivolous saying, how genius he thought it was to isolate on the gondola and make it such a difficult trek for him, but he was aware of the issue after the fact, which is good. And yeah, I agree, Camel. Mumbai is a scary map. It's a big one. But not too much to learn. There is pretty much the bread and butter brick ISO for Vanya and Dawood. The Maelstrom's really just insta KO or up on the hill is the main approach for most players. There's a few other approaches, of course, but at the base level, I think that's what I would need to know. And then it's your disguises and your items. It's any other map. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. There's a lot in Mumbai, yeah. I agree, Fro. Yeah, exactly, Tino as well. Just learn the basics. I highly recommend just running around the map. It's in my opinion, one of the best ways you can ever learn a map. You can watch tons of videos, but just keep running around and you'll find something. Get stumbled upon like a barber's razor and you'll be like, oh, I found that. It's better than seeing on a piece of paper. So it kind of stores in your memory. Yeah, exactly. You just need to run around, Camel. Map knowledge is just from exploring it. And let's see how this prediction's looking. Ah, so even. 44 to 56. Challenges as well. It's a very good idea, yeah. You don't realize you're learning if you make it enjoyable. And I feel like that's the half the battle. Is not even realizing that you're teaching yourself stuff. And the escalations on Mumbai as well. Very, very good escalations. I highly recommend them because I had a lot of fun on those. Same with the ones on scale. I absolutely love those. On maps that I wouldn't have expected them to be. And it's worth noting as well that record by Danny is crazy. I remember reading at the spin not too long ago, but essentially everything, besides I think a Taylor was the only thing out of the way, from just an instant Maelstrom kill, instant Bricklore, after grabbing Taylor, and then just kill everyone. Yeah, glad you like the escalations too, Tina. And hey, Mandy. A nice break from Freelancer for all of us, especially me. I'm literally playing it to the moment up till I claimed the cast. Alright, so there we go. We have a spin upcoming. Alrighty, so we have Wazir Kale, Beakstaff as the dancer, Vanya Shah, Silenced Shotgun as the Bollywood crew, and Dawood Rangan, Loud Explosive Weapon in the suit. Now that's a spin. Beakstaff, not too bad. Dancer, bit of a trek. Vanya Shah, Silent Shotgun in the Bollywood crew, opposite side of the map from Vanya, and then Loud Explosive for Dawood. Would expect a exit kill for that, but still, very scary kill to do last. But yeah, none of these targets have one of their required things near them. I suppose Dawood technically could, but it kind of makes up for it and how difficult it is. I'd definitely expect a Skywalk start here. Not even because of the suit, just because it's such a good starting position, especially for the Maelstrom. Alright, and Soviet's loaded in. Da woof. Da woof Rangan. Yeah, don't worry. Filled in the blanks. But yeah, same start for both players. They're both going to get the Maelstrom down really quickly here. Very close from Soviet there, last second getting that Maelstrom. Now, it's going to be tight for Frivolous. I think he's okay. The body is going to fly forward. And he gets it. Poke in the box to Holy Man as well. Now, we'll probably see everything. Everything could be obtained before the Bricklore or after the Bricklore. To be honest, we'll probably see just the Dancer get grabbed, I would assume, from the laundry area, and then do the Bricklore, get all the kills, and then maybe get the Bollywood crew at the very end. I love how Patrat's just playing the dove. Right, so let's see the approaches we get from each player here. They are deviating a little bit. Frivolous taking the line to the Beakstaff. This looks like a hit maps brain here, because don't see a purpose to going up here. Beakstaff is right below you. Unfortunately, the Maelstrom Manifesto isn't a lethal melee. Now, what is Frivolous planning here? Soviet, meanwhile, knocks out both of those Queen's Guard. Frivolous does pull off the double AO on these tugs here, which is very nice, but I think he realizes it's going to be quite funny. Oh, he's dancing around this Beakstaff. He's so close to seeing it. And I can tell he can see it on the map, and he's not sure where it is. And here we go, checking the map again. You can tell So close. Hopefully it goes back down that ladder. Right next to that ladder was exactly where it was. Meanwhile, Soviet is waiting for Rima. We get a bit delayed. Can get this silent KO off. It's the hardest part of the Vanya, so to be honest. And Frivolous did find the big staff, thankfully, in that little window of time. And he's going to hide these two tugs as well, just to be safe. Soviet, however, did knock out Vanya, and now is on the way over to Dawood. Definitely still one of the scariest parts of Mumbai for a lot of players, especially if not using Snail, because this becomes a whole lot more difficult otherwise. Oh, and Soviet just barely getting past the guard there. Does leave the big staff next to the Maelstrom though, which is a nice item to have transported. Don't have to worry about that later on. Do we have any audio? I feel like we have barely. There we go. Soviet's just gonna clear up this house a little bit. Might actually opt to do the kill below. I know some players do like to do the kill down here. Or maybe even just drag him into this room and detonate. Anyway, Frivolous looks like he's going for the dancer now, which is definitely a good option. Did Soviet just opt to, yeah, Soviet opts not to even go for the snail approach. Also, that was like no guards behind them. What's going on with that? There they are, just a bit delayed. I've never seen them that delayed. Yeah. That's the first weapon spotted by Dawood. Reports to the guard. It just has to run back now to the Brigalour. Might start it now. Definitely won't be any harm in doing it. Could get the Maelstrom kill. I do think this is still a fine approach. Can get the kill after doing both the ISOs. And here we go, Frivolous. Starting this little domino effect of the weapon getting reported and dragging it down here. Does take a while, but definitely a safe approach as long as you get the knockout in this room. Yeah, pretty fun approach though. I do like to see this. When used well, it's very nice. Frivolous does opt to go for the Maelstrom kill. Does run a bit of a roundabout way for it, but he's going to get the kill nonetheless. And there's the Maelstrom box as well. So yeah, gets another guard to report a weapon. And we'll walk through the usual way. That is the last guard he has to deal with. So many bodies in that stairwell, it's actually crazy. Now Frivolous finally gets to start the brick lore. I don't know if I spotted a brick in his inventory, but I would assume so. And yeah, he does have a brick in his inventory. Oh, and did that side KO alert anyone? He's so lucky that didn't. He does have a safe Dawood kill set up now. Yeah, very, very nice there for Soviet. Frivolous also dealt with those two guards, the Queen's guards that we see in the train yard, so he can start this. It's actually going to line up pretty nicely for both of them now. It's actually hard to say, but I did have to put my money on it. I would say Frivolous is looking pretty good right now. Soviet does have every target down, but he still has to get Bollywood crew, dancer, and then get to an exit and pop it, whereas Frivolous just has to I say put the targets. Could do the kill loud and out in the open if he has fate in that, but let's see what Soviet's going for. Does opt to go back. May have forgot something. Still waiting. Rima's. I thought Rima was delayed by a lot, but she was perfectly obscured by a guard. Looks like Frivolous is aware about getting Rima first, which is always good because it can be such a pain. Yeah, very nice there from Soviet. Make it safer. Drop off the shoddy, like you said, Kenny. Frivolous gets Vanya down, can now opt to get Dao. And I feel like the key to this, whoever gets out of this, assuming no rips, is the approach that Frivolous takes to this Dao with loud kill now. And nice disguise change here from Soviet. Probably going to opt to go and get the Bollywood crew. Pretty safe disguise to grab, of course. Just got to hop up one container and then it's right next to a vacuum and a screwdriver, so it should be a pretty easy grab. Even a box to hide him away. Because that lady can't spot him if you don't move him at all. Assuming it was just a KO, but we'll see what approach Soviet takes here. And luckily, Soviet opts not to just knock him out there because that lady outside could just turn around at that exact moment. Once Frivolous looks like he's actually going to go for the snail approach onto Dawood. Now, what I'm worried about is, okay, Frivolous still had a smuggle he hadn't picked up, and I was extremely worried that it was going to be his snail, and that would have made this a bit of a mess for him. Uh-oh, Frivolous might have had one guard escape, but he should be able to save it. Oh wow, very nice from Frivolous. That's Dawood knocked out as well. We can drag that body over. Might opt to just leave that body there and do the kill that way because nobody should see it in the 3-second window. My Soviet got the Bollywood crew and he's already back over to Vanya and the shotgun was transported. Very nice kills from Soviet. 2 kills left on the plate for him. Both players still have Dawood left, but their second target is different for both of them. Frivolous going for this Bollywood crew as well. Shouldn't see much deviation. Frivolous using the vacuum cleaner though. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, looks like Soviet is actually going to opt to go up and get the dancer in the mansion. Not the mansion, the tower. This is definitely an interesting grab. I haven't seen somebody grab dancer from up here in a while. Because of course there is one in the laundry area. which would be the go-to, and it's a lot safer as you don't actually have to deal with any people. Yeah, depending on the spin, I think. Oh, did we get a restart from Frivolous? Oh, I didn't quite catch what happened there, to be honest. If anybody else saw it, please let me know, but I don't think we had a rip from him. That's a very heavy rip. Both players pretty much spending half their spin time available in that first attempt. Ah, the Bollywood crew was found. The exact one we were pointing out. That's very unfortunate, Frivolous. Oh, I'm not a fan of this from Soviet. That's a scary place to, I wouldn't even get out. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, same guy got found for Soviet, but he tranked them. That's very good. Yeah, that lady can't find that Bollywood crew. So, hopefully lesson learned. Because you do gotta box him, you gotta hide him a little bit. So he's having a lot of trouble with this dancer disguise, it seems. Surprised at that trank. So he is in the same disguise. And it's gonna make getting that dancer a little bit tougher. I think that fuse box at the back of the room behind the dancer is the one that would actually lure him over. It suddenly became interesting now for Soviet. He has to think of some way to get this dancer. Oh, very close Frivolous there. Using the crowd blending mechanic really well. Now what is Soviet going to plan here? I mean, of course a free dancer is better, but clearly Soviet might not be aware of it. So he does have to try and improv a little bit. I did not know there was a lead pipe and a wrench in that bathroom stall. Very nice to know. Body is found for Soviet, but it is safe. Was that tranked one we saw just a moment ago. Fortunately, that wrench wasn't hurt either. Anyway, Frivolous pretty much repeating what he did the first time around. Don't think we're gonna see much deviation from. Might just be a bit more efficient with how he runs through. Did do a bit of a roundabout way last time with the dancer when getting to Maelstrom, but this way is a lot better. Oh, and Soviet does get dancer on the hook. I have no clue if that stall is safe, but we'll assume so. Or somebody will let me know if it isn't. Yeah, looking really good now for Soviet. Has to get the beak staff, get the Maelstrom kill. And then just pop a lead explosive, which is already set up. I think the beak staff being the last big hurdle now. Let's see how he approaches it. Hopefully he grabs that safe disguise just to make it a little bit easier. Frivolous did get that Maelstrom kill just a moment ago as well, and is gonna get ready for this bricklaw. Love the suit from Frivolous. Oh, did he, Kenny? Did he get it at the very beginning? It's been a while since the beginning of the spin, so I can't recall, because we did have that restart from Frivolous as well, who had a bit of trouble looking for it. Ah, very nice. Yeah, top of Bowhouse. Must have just barely missed that, but yeah, super nice from Soviet. And he's checking he's in the right disguise and right item. And there's the kill. And yeah, looking pretty good for Soviet now. Has the detonator in hand and is in suit. So you can just head to that boathouse. There is a bit of praying here when it comes to the exit. I can't imagine who could see it. The people on the barge or the people on the roof would be the two contenders, but besides that, but let's see what we get anyway. Green guns. Yeah, very nice from Soviet. Without seeing the 5 stars, I think he's going to be pretty good, unless it's the last moment. 4 stars, but yeah, GG's. To Soviet there. All deserved. Fortunate for Frivolous with that. Unfortunate Bollywood crew grab, but regardless, for moving to Paris. They have a prediction. Who will win? Nice. There we go. Next prediction is up. So, one of our shortest maps. Definitely a contender between Hokkaido and Paris. Alright. But yeah, GG's, 2 up players, and still 2 points up for grabs for Frivolous. Soviet would like that clean sweep, I'm sure. Before we get to the ending, we might as well quickly check. We will have a few minutes till our spin arrives. Yeah, a good few minutes. We can check what the standings look like before this match. Yeah, it's quite the quite the scenario actually. The more I look at this, it's actually a crazy scenario. So, Soviet. Wow, this is actually so interesting. Soviet is mathematically out before this match even happened, but he can prevent Frivolous from proceeding, which he currently is by taking these points. Frivolous is going to have a bit of a fight the next game. Yeah, this is a really interesting dynamic. And this is Soviet's last game, and this is Frivolous's last game. So it's looking really tough for Frivolous right now. So that would leave, assuming Soviet and Frivolous don't get through. Then Astory and Kenny are the two that are going to be fighting for that 4th spot. And you would say Kenny is looking pretty good because he has a game in hand. But we'll never know what can happen. It's going to be interesting, alright. Yeah, I definitely think 4th spot is going to be fun to see who gets it. Oh yeah, Story has to play In for Fun, who is 100% win ratio, not just matches but maps in this group. So, of course, definitely possible. Anybody can win against anybody on any day of any week. So you can never say for sure. The record as well, which I always point out. Sub 3 from Fanium, achieving the last event, RR9. Just amazing. I'm actually curious what that spin could have been. I will check. Or stats. Alright, and that spin was Fall as Chic for Victor and Silence Pistol as Tech Crew for Dahlia. Oh wow, yeah, that is fast when you think about it. Instant fireworks. Bring Dahlia down and just throw Victor off the railing at the sides. And I do have a prediction. Hopefully it's long enough. Maybe a minute or so left in it. Oh yeah, it's almost perfectly timed. Alrighty, and this is the final map for Soviet and Frivolous. Definitely the final map of RRWC for Soviet, but depending on what the points do to Frivolous after this game, could be his last one too. Alrighty, so let's see what we got then for our final spin. We have Viktor Novikov injected poison as Helmut Kruger and Dahlia Margolis falling object as the stylist. Interesting spin for sure. Live kill, of course, for Victor is always interesting. And Dahlia Margolis, a lot of falling objects. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the approach here. Yeah, definitely a possibility for a live falling object. Could see a snipe from the helicopter yard easily for Dahlia. You would want the fireworks for Helmet, so you would assume Dahlia be out on the balcony and then Victor comes out, so a couple of things to keep an eye on. Both players having a lot of time thinking about this approach. It's totally understandable. Let's see what approaches we're getting. It looks like a tech crew start from Soviet. A pretty nice loadout from Frivolous as well. A Metic Syringe and a Lethal Syringe, which are both pretty useful on this spin. There we go, Frivolous first person to load in. It's the fireworks straight away. How is Frivolous going to deal with Dahlia? Is he going to bring Dahlia down? Seems not. Soviet, however, also starts Tech Crew. The identical start. Decides actually to go down. Maybe planning to just get the Helmut Kruger disguise out of the way. Oh, and so he looks a bit annoyed at that. Maybe wanted to bring Dahlia down first. Will be a bit annoying. And here we go. Pistol shot on the ceiling for Frivolous. That guy will investigate it, and then you control the item down here. That should be Dahlia on the way down now. Meanwhile, Soviet trying to get Helmut Kruger. Always a scary disguise to grab. When those fireworks are on, they are looking up, so he should be safe. Now, if Soviet can get this live kill sorted with, he'll be looking pretty good. Frivolous going for the emetic, or the sedative syringe even. Onto Helmut Kruger. Does get it as well. Very nice grab from both players. Frivolous has Victor very close right now. Both players pretty close in terms of how close Victor is, which is surprising. I suppose we did see a later detonation from Soviet. Well, and Frivolous has really good distance here on the guard, so he can just get Victor right here, right now. Oh, and is Soviet gonna risk it? Oh, and Soviet does get away with that. Very nice. Both players have the first kill down very quickly. Almost 2 minutes, both of them. But I have to say, Frivolous looking really nice right now. As Dahlia right here in the room with a falling object. Dahlia's on the way down for Soviet as well. Now, Frivolous does have Sophist troubles. I'm sure he's going to have to deal with. He's going to grab the Stylus first and hopefully can just drag Dahlia all the way over. Great entrance, 420. Both players getting Stylus pretty much the exact same time. We're going to head up now. Hopefully it should be easy enough to get Dahlia under that falling object. Hopefully Sophist won't be a bother to them. Sophie actually opts to do a live kill, I think, then for Dahlia, which is super nice to see. Could actually be the difference here, depending on the timings. And Soviet already pressed done. There could be a lot of stream delay, but and oh my lord. First shot, first try, Soviet was out. The finish was a bit preemptive, but my god, fair play to Soviet with that kill, and that honestly could have secured him the kill there. Yeah, very nice from Soviet. Do get a finish from Frivolous. Not sure what happened with the stream delay for both players. But regardless, I do think we're going to have a photo finish on our hands. I don't think we had a restart from either player. And yeah, Soviet is on console, which iconically can be more loading time. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see photo finish here. For sure. But yeah, GG's Soviet with that nice pistol shot. Does have a better IGT as well, which in hand is definitely due to the fact he was by the exit and could just wait. And it looks like Soviet going to our admin, Fruit 7. Pressed done 29 seconds before Frivolous. We will have to wait for the calculation on that from Mr. Fruit. And yeah, we'll hold off on the prediction as well. This would be very nice for Soviet to get the clean sweep. Just for the sake of morale, of course, but this is his final game, and no matter what, he can't catch up to get into that top 4 spot. We will see. And see Soviet in the RRWC chat very happy about the fact he hit that shot. Quote him, "Get me in that highlight reel." Yeah, very nice stuff. And to be honest, throughout the 3 maps, I have to say, both players played really well. Just a couple of, I think just a misplan on Hokkaido, which Frivolous was aware of, with the gondola isolation onto Yuki Yamazaki. And realized halfway through, but it was a little too late. Soviet was dedicated to the sauna from the get-go, and that just worked out for him. And then from Mumbai, I think Soviet just had a tiny bit better planning, I would think. But we did have the rip from Frivolous with the unfortunate Bollywood crew grab, where he didn't box him or didn't use a trank. And Soviet just played it safe, tranked them, and did get found, but it didn't matter. Even had that nice isolation in the boathouse, which made it a bit safer for him. I think we have our final calculation, and there's a score update as well. So Frivolous only had 16 seconds over 2 loads, which of course we don't need to count Soviet's time based on that because he wasn't able to catch up to Soviet. So it does go to Soviet in the end, taking all 3 maps like Hokkaido, Mumbai and Paris. Yeah, GG's to Soviet. And of course GG's to Frivolous, who I think unfortunately might be statistically out now. Or not even statistically, mathematically out. And we'll pay out that prediction, and we'll check what that does to the scores. Alrighty, so let's see what we got. And yeah, unfortunately, if you look there, Soviet, Mikkelers and Frivolous all are out. Just don't have enough, don't have any matches left actually, all 3 players. And since they're in the bottom 4, there's no way that can change, because you can't lose points. So Kenny Zed, you would say, is in the better spot here. 5 matches played, 2 more matches to go, and he's 3 points ahead of his opponent who has 6 matches played at a story. So even if a story got a sweep, Kenny Zed has 2 matches to get more than 3 points. So he just needs to win 2 maps out of his 6 remaining maps. Definitely eyes on those 2 players. Of course, the story is against our Group G leader right now, in for fun. It will be a bit of a battle, but that's exactly what these group stages are for. But yeah, not much more to say other than that. GG's to both players. Thank you as well for adminning. I know it was very last minute for a lot of us, but got there in the end. And yeah, I don't think there's anybody to raid. I will check. Maybe Nezuko is already preemptively up for the next one. I do know I got delayed a bit. And yeah, Nezuko-chan is live, so I will give him a raid. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I'll start that raid now. Head on over to Nezuko. I think the match that is being played is going to be the Time Cube and Mr. Cat. So enjoy that one. Should start very soon. 25 past the hour.